Hello everybody, my name is Isaac Ibera and I'm here with
Derek Poe, Obel Tactical.
So what we want to find out today is how is Obel Tactical, your courses, different from any other handgun or defensive courses that are out there?
Well, our class it's more, think of it as kind of the working man class, like the blue collar class. We get a lot of people have 9-to-5 jobs, they all have their families and stuff like that, and people want to just simply go out and take a class where they'll be better prepared to defend themselves or their family in a dynamic critical incident, in the context of a handgun. And a lot of these classes out there, you have to take this basic class, know about handgun nomenclature, take this intermediate and this advanced, and they'll probably get you some stuff on how to defend yourself. Ours runs 8 hours, and we give you everything you need to know to survive a gunfight. And we go off of, we believe in training in context. First thing is, what does a defensive shooting look like? So we go through a PowerPoint that goes into the statistics of a gunfight. Then we go into something called the anatomy, the physiology of a gunfight. What is your body's natural response? Anyways, it's an 8-hour course with minimum ammo investment. It gives you everything you need to know to be able to save your life or someone you love.
Okay. My next question is, why not a CHL class?
Well, I believe you should get that. It's a good thing to have. But a lot of people take this CHL class and think they're good to go. When all a CHL class is, or in Texas they call it the LTC, license carry, it's a bureaucratic check in a box. I've seen women that are dang near legally blind go out and shoot and pass it. And it's not based on the realities of what a gunfight looks like. And more often than not, it gives people the illusion, the false sense that they can survive a handgun fight, or they can survive a dynamic critical incident in the context of a handgun.
What does your course entail?
Well, the first thing we do, we go into about an hour-long discussion on the statistics of a gunfight, and then we go into your body's physiological response of what you're going to do under high cortisol levels or under threat. Because everything we do has a why. Why am I shooting at this distance as opposed to this distance? Well, 86% of all gunfights happen here. Or why am I doing it this way instead of this way? We want to incorporate your body's natural reaction, what you're most likely going to do, into the training.
Okay. So is this going to be a classroom setting, or is it going to be out on the range?
It depends on the location. If some ranges don't necessarily have a place where we can utilize the classroom, we'll just do the hour-long PowerPoint out in the field. But the majority of it is going to be on the range.
Got it.
We don't get some courses, like if you take, for example, NRA basic pistol, it's 8 hours of death by PowerPoint. It's nomenclature of this is the slide, this is the grip of the handgun. We cut all the fat, and it's like, what does someone need to know to better prepare themselves to save their lives or someone they love?
Okay. And tell us a little bit more about yourself. What's your background?
Well, I've been in the profession of arms for about 15 years now. I started out when I was 18. I joined the Army, I joined the infantry, did some combat deployments in Afghanistan. Got out of that and opened up a gun store for a little while. Had that for a while until, I got bored with it. Started working with DHS for FEMA. And was armed security with them for a little while, and then started working with Aegis on the emergency response team in Afghanistan. And then from there I switched over to Triple Campy doing diplomatic security on more of a mobile contract. And I've protected everyone from the President of Afghanistan, Ashraf Ghani, to the Secretary of State, Tony Blinken. Did that for a little while, and got tired of working overseas, job a little bit closer to home with SOC on the DOE side for their force protection at the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. And I've also taken a lot of classes. I'm a student first before anything. I've taken classes with everyone from the late James Yeager to Chris Costa, Chris Tonto. If there's a class anywhere in Texas, I've probably jumped on it and taken it.
So what normally takes place during a defensive shooting?
Well, no two defensive shootings are necessarily alike, but there is a pattern. 86% of all defensive shootings happen between 9 and 15 feet. Once you get past 15 feet, you usually start getting in a 5% margin. And usually when someone gets in a shooting past that distance, it's not necessarily to defend themselves, but someone else. Like the active shooter event that happened in a mall, or there's been instances of somebody coming out of a gas station, seeing someone getting held up at 20 feet away. Average defensive shooting usually lasts about 3 seconds and between 3 to 4 shots fired. So they are fast, they're quick. So a lot of the stuff that's being taught out there between, you're gonna get equal sight and equal height, and the gunshot should startle you, and you should and shoot on your respiratory pause. There's no time for that. It sounds good, works good on a range. Even a lot of the stuff they're teaching in police academies, for example, for the past 30 years, we've been able to look at CCTV, dash cam, body cam, and seeing what the cops are doing in defensive shootings isn't what they're training for in a police academy. What was happening in a dojo isn't happening in a fight ring, so to speak. You know what I mean? What we try to do is incorporate your body's natural response and stuff we've seen, stuff that actually has been shown to work.
All right, so who should take this course? Who's this course for?
Well, this course is great for the fresh new green shooters, never shot before, all the way up to law enforcement or prior military or active military for that matter.
Okay.